Okay, my beautiful friends, it is Thursday, April 1st, 2021. April Fool's Day. I didn't even realize it was April Fool's Day, but I learned the hard way. I'll explain that to you in just a second. Actually, you know what? Let me do it now. So most of you know I have this old car. I have this 68 Camaro Super Sport. This is a picture of me. Lovely. It's a little blurry. Washing it yesterday. Yeah, I was having such a fun day washing the car. It was beautiful out. Well, guess what I did today? And this is not an April Fool's joke. I blew the transmission. I'm always on that nitrous oxide, and that car is fast. Well, was. I can go in reverse now, but it won't go forward. You can't make this stuff up. It's really the truth. So sometime soon, I will be underneath that thing, changing the transmission by myself. Anyone want to help me? Please? You live in Vegas? I could use some help. All right, anyway, look, that's besides the point. Let's talk you and me. Another record high for the stock market. The S&P 500 closed nicely higher today, another record high. As a matter of fact, all the major stock market indexes closed higher. Now, if you remember, Sunday when I did my markets a look ahead, I explained to you, I said, I'm going to go out on a limb here and tell you that stocks are going to end the week higher. Well, today happens to be the end of the trading week. Tomorrow, the market is closed for Good Friday. So the end of the week, market higher. Not just higher, record highs. Did you see what they did to crude oil today? Crude oil surged today over 3.5%, and that did help the market. You know how it works. Sometimes, I swear to you, I'm sitting there, I'm watching all this stuff, and I say to myself, people that follow my work must be looking at all this going, wow, this is exactly what Greg said. So crude oil, nicely higher today. 10-year yield lower, dollar lower, stocks higher. Imagine my surprise. I'm almost as surprised as me blowing up my transmission. Not really. Not really. So the mechanism here, people, remains fully intact. Oh, did you hear? We, the United States, we're going to give the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, $650 billion that we don't have. We got to get it from the Federal Reserve first, and then we're going to move it over there. They're going to just add digits to a screen. This also helps the Federal Reserve be the lender and buyer of everything. You know the grand plan. So $650 billion is going to make its way over, U.S. dollars, make its way over to the IMF, courtesy of the American people. Oh, we're just so nice, aren't we? You know, I told you, they're going to come up with things you can't believe to keep the mechanism going, to borrow cash into existence. We don't have it. We're broke. The Federal Reserve is doing everything they can to dollarize the world. They're sending trillions of dollars around the world, and plus another 650 billion. Trust me on this one. This 650 billion that we're sending to the IMF, this is just installment number one. This is going to be in the trillions within a very short period of time. This is the grand plan, the Federal Reserve, to not just be the lender and buyer of last resort for the United States, but of the world. The dollar remains the world reserve currency. So you can expect that mechanism to play out just like I've explained to you. And people, what does it mean? It means you got to take the opposite side of this trade. Bet against this debt. It's not going to stop. It's going to inflate beyond your wildest imaginations. If you think of the most obscene number you can come up with, it's going to be greater than that with regard to how much debt the Federal Reserve is going to create out of thin air as they take over the entire world. This is what they're doing. You can pay attention to the scandemic and the vaccines and infants getting vaccinated, but the real scandal here is what the central banks are doing. This is the real thing. But no. You keep looking over here because that's where they're telling you to look. while they do this other stuff right in front of your face. And most people have not even the slightest clue. All right, anyway, new record high for the market. Lovely. It's not going to stop. This market will not crash this month, although there are some people that are saying that. I think you know who I'm talking about. The market will be higher at the end of the month than it is now. Crude oil, mark my words, people, even though it surged today, 3.5%, 3.55%, you haven't seen anything yet. You haven't seen anything yet. They're going to pull it off. You're going to see supply route disruptions. Watch for it. You're going to see some event occur in the Middle East that's going to prop up crude oil. It's going over 70 within a relatively short period of time. Count on it. I'm absolutely certain that's going to happen. Cryptocurrencies today in aggregate did well. Bitcoin, I mean, we're talking about a fractional loss, but in aggregate, cryptos did good. Gold and silver did put on gains because the dollar got hit pretty hard. Look, this issue with the dollar, everyone's talking about it. You turn on Bloomberg and CNBC and Fox, freak show business, all of them, they're all freak shows. They're all talking about the dollar. Why is the dollar doing this? Why is the dollar doing this? This strength in the dollar will be short-lived. I mean, look what the Fed's doing. They're going to dilute the dollar. They're determined to do it. So, and of course, that will be very, very stock market positive. I think you understand all this. It's so simple. Look, all you need to do is follow a few dynamics, and you can understand where the entire market is going to go. Let's use today as an example. Crude oil got bid up nicely. 10-year yield lower, dollar lower. What happens to the stock market? Higher, higher. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, if you were paying attention again to Bloomberg, CNBC, Fox Business, they keep talking about this recovery we're in. Maybe they weren't paying attention to the fact that every single week today included over 700,000, between 7 and 800,000 people are applying for first-time unemployment benefits. You can't make it up. Debts and deficits are ballooning, people. Ballooning with no end in sight. If you think you've seen it all, you're not even close. You're not even close to understanding what's going to happen. And this free fall, this economic free fall that we're in, it's going to also get worse. But expect the propaganda to get worse too. We're doing great. Factory activity, booming, whatever it might be. It's all a lie. It's not true. You have to understand where you are. This is not the United States of America. This is a new entity, a whole new set of rules, a new paradigm. You are nothing but a puppet. That's all you are. That is getting mind twisted into a freak show. That's all it is. That's all it is. But remember, stay distracted. Focus on what they're telling you to look at. You have to understand something. I think you get it. Whenever the mainstream media is pushing a particular narrative or telling you, look here, look here, look here, you got to understand what's happening. They're telling you that because they do not want you to focus your attention someplace else. Whenever I see that, and it doesn't have to be the scamdemic that we're in right now, this has proven to be true since time immemorial. Whenever they're trying to get you to look in one direction, a bell should go off in your head and say, hold on a minute. Why? What are they doing here? Why is it relentless? Why do they keep pushing this narrative, coming up with all kinds of stuff? Because they're desperate to not allow you to look in the other direction. The other direction is the economy. It's in free fall, despite the fact that they're trying to twist your mind. Ballooning debts, ballooning deficits, the actions of central banks, none more so than the Federal Reserve. Please pay attention to these things. You're going to see it invariably happen. Again, I think I call this market pretty damn accurately. I tell you what's going to happen before it does, and invariably it does happen. It's because I understand the game. That's all this is. It's a game, and you're a pawn. They're moving you around. They're playing with your mind, keeping you distracted, trying to confuse you. That's what they're doing. Anyway, a few things. Number one, this is my last video of the week. Tomorrow the market is closed. So I'm going to leave you off with my favorite three things. Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. And the other thing is I want to thank every single one of you that decided to say, you know what? Greg is doing a good job and I'm going to support his work. As you know, on the first of every month, I ask for your support. I ask for your support. I don't think that's a problem. I work as hard as I possibly can to keep you all ahead of the curve So again, thank you to all of you who decided to support my work. And if you are choosing to support my work right now and you haven't already, there is a link in the description of this video. Send me $5. It'll make me very happy. Anyway, look, that's it. We have a long weekend, people, and we're gonna have a good one. All right. Happy Easter to all of you that do celebrate this time of year. I love all of you a lot, and I will see you Sunday, believe it or not, Easter Sunday, for my markets a look ahead. See you then.